Hello there, Site 42 staff, as well as those of you from the greater SCP Foundation. Welcome to another Coffee Break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the Anomalous broadcast from Site 42. As always, I am Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director and Head Containment Specialist of Site 42 of the SCP Foundation. And as always, I take a little time out of my day. Today it's going to be an hour, by the way. A little time out of my day to have an open door question and answer series with you, the SCP Foundation staff members. Whether you have questions about the anomalies we contain, the groups of interest who get very grumpy that we do so much containing of anomalies, the illustrious SCP Foundation staff, the best of the best of the best at containing those anomalies, or hypothetical containment procedures for anomalies that are outside of the SCP Foundation's purview, i.e., multiverse shenanigans, pataphysical narrative levels, i.e., other fandoms. I'm here to answer your questions for the next approximately 1 hour. So, as we begin today, Tim, congratulations on being the first chatter of today's stream. Meanwhile, Senior Researcher Frogman, Alex, Senior Researcher Alex, Amber Chaos, Dark Duality, Silent Follower, Feels, The Ink Monster, Zerdrin, Chaos Goblin Dogs SCP, new username I see. Welcome to the chat, and thank you for being members. On top of which, The Forest Eyes, Little Elven Vampire, Junior Researcher Sally, Pardon-moi, Dr. Singer and Riz-tacular. Welcome to Site 42's chat, just for being you. So, before we get into the Q&A, let me explain our subject for the day. The Dropout.tv 11th episode of Game Changer ARG needs to be stopped. Now, before I get into why it needs to be stopped, some of you may need an explanation of what the hell all of that means. So let me explain to you. First, what is Dropout.tv? It is a streaming service that came out of the history of College Humor, the previous YouTube comedy skit group, and they formed their own streaming service that's doing gangbusters, especially for fans of stand-up comedy and theater kids. So, you know, it's an interest of mine. Secondarily, also, side tangent, I would be excellent on actually, iffy, get a hold of me. Anyways, what was I saying? Yes. Secondarily, they have a show called Game Changer. It is very popular, and people watch this show. It's a game show where the rules change every show. It's very funny, good times. And they had their newest season just had the season finale, a 10-episode season. But the people are convinced there is a secret 11th episode, and people have found QR codes, and people have found all sorts of secret hints and passwords that there is something to unlock. Perhaps an 11th episode, a secret 11th episode? Well, if you want to see more about that, I have a tweet with a link to a report about the various steps of this ARG over on Twitter that you can go check out. So if you want the full background there, that is what you would check out. But my problem is, we absolutely don't want them to solve this ARG. It would be a bad idea for them to solve this ARG, because we could be looking at, I dare not say, but I must, a BK class gut-busting scenario. This could be a pandemic of the SCP-3078 effect across the world, which I think would be a bad thing. Because if you're not familiar with SCP-3078, let me just refresh your memory. SCP-3078, codename Cognitohazardous Shitpost. The Cognitohazardous Shitpost is neutralized for now, unless this brings it back. It designates one or more self-replicating cognitohazardous digital images. When a human being views an instance of SCP-3078, subjects will feel an intense compulsion to laugh for an indefinite amount of time. Subjects will not be able to inhale during this period, and affected subjects will have expired due to suffocation in all cases. Do you want to laugh yourself to death? Because this is how you laugh yourself to death on a national, nay, worldwide level. Honestly, I think it sounds like a bad way to go. I'm not a fan of it. But we do have a message from the creator of the Cognitohazardous Shitpost. This is the original version. You're welcome that the mimetic filters are currently saving your life. When you inhale the devil's Mary Jane smoke. Oh no. I'm so sorry. Oh no. I didn't mean to hurt anyone. I just forgot to make it so where they can breathe. If you're reading this, please stop it, government guys. You gotta stop it. You can do it right now, please. Oh no. I just thought it was funny. It was supposed to be a stupid joke. I thought they would let me into the chat room if I made a good meme or something. Please just hurry it. I can't stop crying. Oh no. I'm shaking so bad. Please, I can't even type right now. Just fix it. I'm so sorry. Right. Oh no. All my friends are dead, and they're still laughing. Oh no. And yes, long story short, if we want this to take place on a national level, then we should completely ignore the Dropout TV 11th episode of Game Changer ARG that Sam Reich is hiding from us. But since we at the Foundation love containing things like that and saving lives, we are going to completely ignore this and believe Sam Reich completely. Nothing suspicious is going on at all, and it's our job to cover it up. So make sure everyone knows there is no ARG, and there is no 11th episode, and we will not have a BK class gut-busting scenario. Bless us. We, the Foundation, will cover this up like we always do. Secure, contain, protect. No. What is your name? Intern Krieger. I did not expose you to a cognitohazard. Are you laughing to death? No? You're welcome. Obviously, the stream's mimetic filters protected you, as they are apt to do. Thank you, Clef. So, now that we all know our mission to make sure no one solves the Game Changer 11th episode ARG to protect Sam Reich's secrecy, I trust you all to handle your mission with care, grace, and effectivitude. Secure, contain, protect. It feels good to just have a mission that we can focus on and do good work on. But at least for now, because we know the mission, and there's still 50 minutes left in stream, why don't I open up the floor to questions, huh? Starting with Quasi Crafter. Thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some chicken cordon bleu on your way past the commissary. Hey, Sherm, 9com's coming up soon. Any thoughts? I can't believe the SCP-9000 contest is coming up already. For those who don't know, every time we have a series of 1,000 SCPs full up, we start the next 1,000's KCON contest. And that is for whoever wants the number one slot, the SCP-8000, SCP-9000, SCP-10,000. God, how soon until we get to 10,000? Jesus Christ, and by Jesus Christ in this case, I am invoking SCP-029-J, codename Uber Driver Jesus. I really need a chill Jesus at this moment. And the rest of the Jesuses are just so extra. So, as I was saying, oh man, I barely got through all the Classic Con entries I wanted to, and now the 9Con entries are coming. I mean, I respect the hustle, obviously. I respect the drive to create, but it's really hard to keep up with it all, man. Do y'all remember when frickin' Billith and I tried to read all of the SCP-7K contest entries, and we streamed daily for like a week or two, and we couldn't get a dent in it? Oh, I feel the migraine coming on already. But anywho, overall, I think it's awesome that we're getting more and more stories on the wiki, and more creative voices making cool stories. I think that's a good thing. That's the whole reason we're here for SCP Site-42's streams, after all. The disassembly drone, Adamatont Amy Hazel. Welcome to Mobile Task Force Captainship here at Site-42. We appreciate your membership and your service, especially in the battle against the White Names. Salmon Smoked, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Go ahead and get yourself a bagel on the way past the commissary. I think Sam Reich is somehow somewhat anomalous. Every time he says, I've been here the whole time. Oh no, there's something wrong with that guy. But right now, that guy, anomalous or not, is keeping the lid on the BK class gutbuster scenario. So we need to aid this person of interest for now, and when they are discovered to be anomalous, and after the ARG is swept under the rug successfully by our Foundation disinformation campaign, then we can look into bringing Mr. Reich in for interrogation. Dark Duality, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a hoagie on your way past the commissary. 049 said hi in its own way. Its way is usually just to say hello, or perhaps bonjour because it's French. Does everybody remember that the Plague Doctor is French, by the way? I just feel like that's really glanced by in a lot of fandom of SCP-049. The Plague Doctor's from France. Like, what, 600 years? How old? But specifically French. Can we not a little mockery of that for the fun of it? Just Plague Doctor being wild out here in French, and no one talks about it. Jar Jar Binks, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Get yourself a waffle on your way past the commissary. Am I late? Well, I mean, you're 13 minutes late, but I guess that's not too late. Bro has blue hair and pronouns. Oh shit, you're right. Oh no, I'm a blue-haired liberal. Ah! What is the creator of the SCP fandom? Well, the originator would be user Moto42, right? That's the creator of SCP-173. A user named Moto42 went on 4chan and posted the first SCP as a creepypasta, and it got so popular that everyone started making their own, and it crowded the board so much that they moved it off-site to another wiki. And that's all she wrote. I am not sick, I am just sinusy. Pinky, hey, thank you for your Mobile Task Force Captain member message. Congratulations on being a Mobile Task Force member for 2 months. Thank you for your membership and your service in the battle against the White Names. Hey Doc, Pinky here. Anna is napping. Out of character, I'm going to be making another account for Anna. The art is a work in progress. Oh, all right. Well, then at least I'll know which one you are right out the gate. Good stuff. Silent Follower, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a baguette on your way past the commissary. Baguettes. Footy-fa-fa. Footy-fa-fa-fa-fa. Footy-fa-fa. Et maintenant, what is it? En maintenant les jeunes à la supermarché. If you're not familiar with Flight of the Conchords, that was a devastatingly funny meme right there. Dark Duality, thank you for donating again. It remembers you. Well, of course 049 remembers me. I'm the one who took away its restriction on testing on human beings. I'm the one that keeps stealing the gender switching stone and annoying by coming into the office and doing sexy TikTok dances for some reason. I am quite familiar that 049 remembers me. I am quite frustrated by the fact as well. Last time I got here in the last 10 minutes. Also, what are we doing this stream? Well, Jar Jar Binks, thank you for donating again. And today, it is quite simply that A, you have your orders, which is to deny the existence of the Dropout.tv Game Changer 11th episode ARG Secret Reveal, because we are trying to protect the world from a BK class gutbuster scenario. And if we do not help out the possibly anomalous entity known and person of interest known as Sam Reich, we just might not be able to stop this from happening. And several people across the world will die from not being able to stop laughing. And even after they're dead, they'll still be laughing. And we don't want that, so we're going to deny. We are going to disinformation the heck out of the social medias so no one finishes this ARG. That's our mission. Silent Follower, thank you for donating again. Not sick, just allergic to the anomalies, lol. Well, I'm not known to be allergic to anomalies, just cats and dogs, but we get by with a lot of Claritin. Silent Follower, thank you for donating again with a wonderful laughing corgi. To any Supernatural fans who may be in the chat, fans of the Winchester brothers, if you're familiar with one of the most iconic episodes of that scene, which is the scene where, of that show, which is where they do the time loop episode where Dean Winchester just keeps getting killed in comical manners. The one I want you thinking about every time Desk bans someone who just walks in the door and says something rude for no reason, like an antisocial weirdo. Just imagine the part where Dean Winchester is walking down the street and a piano falls on his head. That is Desk dropping the desk on the losers in our chat. So, that is just what I imagine every time it happens, and it entertains me and soothes my soul. The Ink Monster, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a plate of flapjacks on your way past the commissary. Is the anomalous coffee machine operable? I need a cup of ink. Yes, I don't see any reason why the anomalous coffee machine SCP-294 would be out of operation. And ink is a pretty basic thing to want to... It's a basic liquid, so it shouldn't have a problem with that. It was the heat of the moment, telling you what my heart meant. The heat of the moment, shown in your eyes. Sorry, Aoki got it stuck in my head in the chat. I had to do it. Jonathan Peters, thank you for your member message and congratulations on 2 months as a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service in the battle against the white names. Fire good? Fire good. Bring good word of fire. I am, I'm concerned about this, but I'm not sure why yet. Stefan, Lolol, Glitch Howl, and Scott Vators. Welcome to Site 42 staff, and thank you for subscribing. I wonder if the Trickster is here with us today. Well, intern Dragonfly Knights, I don't want to alert you, but if I look up this right here, SCP-1848, codename Access Denied, so it is a titleless SCP. I wonder what that's about. We have an entity that claims to be over 100 different mythical and historical figures, including Raven, Coyote, Loki, among several others. So when we say, when we ask if the Trickster is at the Foundation, yeah, it's in a box where it belongs. Containment procedures. Previous iterations expunged. Containment iteration 7. Oh, maybe it's not actually in the box. Initial proposal. Direct contact with 1848 is not permitted and should not be attempted under any circumstances. 1848 is to be contained in a single-room containment suite in Site 19's North Wing. Subject 4. It is to be heavily guarded with no fewer than 8 regularly rotating guards and a constantly shifting staff. Footnote. This has been revised. What are the revised containment procedures? The team should be made up of people with low dynamic personality scores. It is paramount that 1848 only be monitored by those without significant interests, hobbies, or other strong feelings about subjects. Amnestic dosing is appropriate for those who develop such interests, and rotation of staff is only necessary when amnestics are no longer a viable option. So we need very boring, brain-dead people to contain the Trickster. I see. It also claims to be Hermes, Anansi, Sassi, John F. Kennedy, and Jesus Christ. So, yeah, this guy sucks. For more details, you can look at the documentation for SCP-1848. 1848. Jar Jar, thank you for donating again. Hey, why are there 3 plague doctors that just stole a scientist? I don't like the sound of that. You saw nothing, and perhaps, there is some sort of multiversal shenanigans going on with multiple plague doctors forming a team of some sort for some sort of heist, some sort of multiverse heist. Anyway, check the security tapes and get us some more details. Sir, what do you think of the Rubber, an SCP YouTuber that explains about the SCP Foundation? I've talked about this in the past, but to sum it up, the Rubber and the Detective Void are my enemies. I find them frustrating because they have big companies and they pump out really low quality SCP animations just to get paid. They do low effort, they get all the article details wrong because they don't really care or they're trying to clickbait. They mix us with copyright materials in really egregious ways, like putting Five Nights at Freddy's into SCPs for some reason. They're just all around the worst of the worst. And if I had a company that could pump out SCP content, I would maybe make something of a little better quality. So, they are my enemies. Meanwhile, before you ask, Dr. Bob and SCP Explained, while still companies, I wouldn't go so far as to call them Content Farm with my full chest, because they seem to do a better job. But Detective Void and Rubber, I'm glad they're gone. Who is, in your opinion, the worst OC in the Foundation fanbase? Well, Joey Smith, the UIU agent. There is one that we don't talk about because of how bad the situation around that character was. That one. Scarlet Fox, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a Boston cream-filled donut on your way past the commissary. Hello, Doc, and hello, Desk. I hope you enjoyed my Blender Clef art, Desk. If it's allowed, I might send my chibi pride animals to the email. Well, I guess you could send them to the email, but they might not get shown if they don't follow the rules, but I guess we'll still see them at least. I mean, let's save the email for fan art that we want featured on Fan Art Friday. Let's not crowd it with other art just to show us. That would be more difficult. Silent Follower, thank you for donating again. How many people does it take to get one trash can from a stack? 12. I cause unintentional chaos. A stack of trash cans, but it takes 12 people to just pull a trash can off of it? That is perplexing what you have done to make that the case. I'm going to study the security footage and see what you did there. Because right now, I don't see what you did there. What is the Game Changer ARG? Nebula Nomad, you can see the whole explanation at the beginning of stream if you go back or watch the VOD later. But to sum it up in very few sentences as a catch-up, people seem to think there is an ARG and there's a secret 11th episode of this season of Game Changer. Sam Reich is denying it, and we are siding with Sam Reich. Because if that 11th episode gets dropped and people solve this ARG that we are claiming doesn't exist, there will be a BK class gutbuster scenario, and everyone who watches the episode worldwide will die a terrible death, laughing posthumously as they did in SCP-3078. Because we do not want to allow that kind of containment breach or loss of life, we are performing a disinformation campaign to stop people from believing the ARG exists. It obviously exists, but here at the Foundation, we don't want them to know that. So cover it up, cover it up, cover it up. Just a Roamer, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself some melon balls on your way past the commissary. What is by your mind the strangest anomaly? The strangest SCP. The strangest anomaly, as in things that are by definition strange, anomalous, not submitting to regular physics. You're asking me what the strangest one is. Well, I guess I'm just going to pick one at random because, I mean, they're all strange by definition. What about... Okay. Today, my answer to your question is going to be... Where is it? Where are you on the list? SCP-41D3N73-J. Codename Lots of Pasta. The strangest SCP that I'm going to claim today is SCP-41D3N73-J, codename Lots of Pasta. This is a shelf of sapient pasta boxes that are all very unfortunately capable of speech. And they all speak in a frankly racist Italian accent, making jokes about, ooh, make the trains are running on time. I love it when the pasta is al dente. Sounds a good. It's infuriating. And so that's where I'm going with it today. Epsilon 11, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a quiche on your way past the commissary. Don't call me to deal with the 3049s. No, we have to use a multiversal team for that. Nine-Tailed Fox is specifically for on-site security issues. We're not sending you into another dimension. That's another team. And I would wonder if that team were effective hot dog eaters. But that's for a future stream. Jar Jar Binks, thank you for donating again. Can you search up SCP-38916? Jar Jar Binks, I actually cannot, because that is too many digits. We are only up to 4-digit numbers right now. So if I put in SCP-38916 on the database, I will not get anything. 38916 is not an SCP database entry, so unfortunately I can't. Soda on Pause, thank you for becoming a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. In the battle against the white names. Jar Jar Binks, thank you for donating again. I just found SCP Spooky-J. He is attacking a guard. SCP Spooky-J, you get back in your cell where you belong, you asshole. God damn, guy's such a dick. Hey, Site 42 staff, just a time check. We are at the 30-minute mark of today's stream, which means there's 30 minutes left. And coincidentally, Dr. Gears, one of the founders of SCP, is going to be going live on Twitch in about an hour for D&D. Dr. Gears is running D&D streams right now. And so if that's the thing you'd be interested, I believe the Twitch stream desk is telling me now, but I'm going to guess before he says so, it's Dr. Gears Presents. Am I right? Am I right? Is it Dr. Gears Presents on Twitch? Damn it, I was close. It is Gears Presents. It's not Dr. Gears Presents, it is Gears Presents. So if you want to watch one of the founders of the SCP Wiki run a D&D campaign, Gears Presents on Twitch in about an hour after we sign off. SCP Avengers Assemble. The chat just refreshed. I can't even see who said that. Who are the SCP Avengers? I find that worrying. I don't like anomalies running around causing a ruckus, causing destruction in public, revealing our secrets. The whole superhero Marvel BS is terrible. Their foundation in that universe couldn't keep things locked down. It's pathetic. You look like Felix from Stray Kids. Being a white person, I feel like the likelihood of me looking like a K-pop star is both complimentary but not likely. Is it just the colored hair? Does Felix from Stray Kids have colored hair right now? Is that what it is? So, I'm gonna let you be the judge, stream. This is, let me give you the look. Yep. Versus the look. I do not, I don't think I see it. Do people treat you differently because of your colored hair? Philosopher, ever since coloring my hair, it's been freaking awesome. Everyone's like, oh my God, it looks so good. Hey, your hair looks so cool. I get random compliments in the street. I can't believe I haven't done this for so much longer. It's a blast having colored hair. Everyone's like, oh my God, that looks so cool. And so, yeah, it's awesome. I will stand by it. Also, you missed some donos. Don't worry, Scarlet Fox. I'm getting back to them. I just need to, I just also answer some regular chats in between. That's all. I don't want to completely ignore the chat. Refreshing. Just get a real job, Unk. Intern Bob, I'm sorry for your sad life, that you don't enjoy your work at the SCP Foundation as much as I do. You don't have to work here. We can amnesticize you, and based on your social graces, I think we'll be putting you as a homeless drifter when we put you back out on the street. And probably that's more than you deserve. Jonathan Peters, thank you for donating again. Memes. the DNA of the soul. They shape our will. They are the culture. Everything we pass on. Expose someone to anger long enough, they will learn to hate. Envy, greed, despair. All memes. All passed along. How deep? How thoughtful? Reed Richards. Honestly, respectable, but I don't know. I don't like how public he is with his powers. I guess now that he's not regular human scientist, but now is an anomaly. I guess yeah. I don't know. They should have stayed in hiding. Scarlet Fox, thank you for donating again. Doc, the guards are refusing to give me back my blood bags. I worked very hard to get those and I'm very hungry. Please help. Do you, Are you a vampire? I thought you were a fox. Do foxes just drink blood? I would have thought carnivore, yes, but... Huh. KJE, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Jar Jar Binks, thank you for donating again. Did you not do a hot dog eating contest before? So, I have never entered a hot dog eating contest. I have entered a pie eating contest, and I won that contest like a boss. But furthermore, yes, we did do 2 streams ranking mobile task forces on how well we think they would do in a hot dog eating contest. And we will do more of those kind of streams in the future because we did not cover nearly a good percentage of the mobile task forces. So there's more work to be done. But we want to space them out. We don't want to burn the meme out. Why not guitar? Thank you for your first donation to today's stream. It's been a while, buddy. Good to see you. Make sure to grab yourself some hot dogs on your way past the commissary. Hope things are well. It's been a while since the last shop update. I would like to know if we can use SCP-914 on the shop floor to fix broken vehicle parts. I'm going to have to deny that request, Neighborino. While it seems like a quick fix, it just means that there's going to be an entirely too long list of things to be used in 914, which would slow down the testing process. So unfortunately, you're going to have to do the work on that and order parts the regular way. Scarlet Fox, thank you for donating again. I needed to control my hemokinesis. Bloodbending? You're bloodbending. When could the fox blood bend? Steve, you didn't tell me about that. But wait a minute. You don't need the blood bags to control your blood. And in fact, that's just giving you weapons that you don't have to open your body to wield. I do not understand your purpose here, and I think you are joshing me. I think you might be plotting something. Something that might need to be stopped, contained. Bloodbending is just water bending with extra steps. Desk? So I agree with you on one hand, but perhaps it's more complicated than that. Perhaps it is in fact the platelets that are being manipulated, and they require the plasma as a vessel. So it's not quite water bending because the water wouldn't bend without the platelets. Maybe? At least that's my current hypothesis. Silent Follower, thank you for donating another adorable laughing corgi. Junior Researcher Fare here. Dr. Shermanator Poggers. Moving on. What's up? If Beetlejuice was an SCP, which it isn't, how would the SCP Foundation contain it? Well, obviously, the easiest way to contain Beetlejuice is to not say the name Beetlejuice 3 times. have to worry about that later. What happens if SCP-5031 looks at SCP-096's face, since SCP-5031 stops existing when you look at it? Well, intern Aaron, I have a hypothesis that, at the very least, this could go two ways. Number one is we do not believe SCP-096 to be sapient. It obviously doesn't talk, it just cries. That being said, we have no proof that SCP-096 can see, because we know it can sense you anywhere in the world or anywhere if you see a photo of its face or a video or other literal representation of it, not an artistic representation. We just had a big argument on Twitter about that. But if 096 is actually incapable of sight, then that means 5031 won't disappear when 096 approaches it. And that means 5031 is going to get got, I'm sorry to say. I will really miss those concertos. But if 096 can see, we end up in a very hilarious situation where 096 sees 5031, it disappears, and then when 096 gives up, 5031 appears again, and 096 keeps going back and forth, rubber banding between seeing it and making it disappear, and leaving and making it reappear, which would be a very big waste of 5031's talents. So I don't want to do this experience, despite the fact it would be Looney Tunes level of funny. Barry and Iggy, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. King is F, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a taco on your way past the commissary. Sup. Sup. The Ink Monster, thank you for donating again. Beetlejuice, gotcha. Well, I guess your universe is Beetlejuice free for now. Can we use the infinite potato dimension to feed people? So 99% yes, we could. In fact, potatoes being as intrinsically nutritious as they are, in case you're unfamiliar, potatoes are kind of a superfood. They have most of the vitamins you need to survive. You only need some other vitamins to survive. And so watch The Martian. It's a good movie, and they talk about potatoes and vitamins. Long story short, we could easily use the infinite potato bag to feed the hungry and to bring peace on Earth through that. And in fact, in some universes, we use a combination of it, as well as the infinite pizza box, as well as several other self-replicating anomalies to subsist the human population after some sort of global apocalypse. We've done it before. But in a standard universe, where we are hiding the anomalous from the people, we're absolutely not going to do that. We're not here to help in that manner. We're only here to contain and research the anomalous so that normal people can go along their happy lives. We die in the dark so you can live in the light, remember? And so, no, we're not going to stop world hunger even if we could. Scarlet Fox, thank you for donating again. I need it to maintain the ability. If I don't drink it and I get mad, then people will start blowing up from the inside out. If you don't drink blood and you get angry, you can't control your powers and start blowing up people. Then it really seems like you just need to train your emotions and your powers. This is a stopgap at best. Report to the anomalous training staff for such things. We constantly at the Foundation have to teach anomalies how to control their abilities. Otherwise, it causes all sorts of problems. Obviously, we don't teach them to do cool shit like they do with the quirks in the My Hero universe. Obviously, we're not letting them get that experimental. But we do teach them enough so they don't blow up the site from time to time. Silent Follower, thank you for donating again. Don't they get digested too quick? If that is a If that is a potentiality of potatoes as a diet, I am unfamiliar with it. You'll need to give me more intel. But thank you for donating again, silent follower. Iggy, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as becoming a subscriber. Welcome. Make sure to grab yourself a blueberry pie slice on your way past the commissary. Why doesn't the Foundation use reality bending SCPs to destroy Keter SCPs? Because simply, unless it is a very dire situation, we do not destroy anomalies. If we destroy anomalies, we can't research them anymore. And so, just in general, we do not destroy anomalies. It's just our way. And in fact, there are some people who consider the Global Occult Coalition, those gawk suckers, to be the actual heroes of the SCP universe because they're willing to be what they call responsible and destroy anomalies when I don't think they need to. Obviously, we lose a couple more researchers than they do because we take risks. But science requires risk, people. Epsilon 11, thank you for donating again. I give 999 my weapons, some candies, and a gas mask. Well, SCP-999 is familiar with small arms. I taught it to use a Glock. That way it could stop people from trying to shove it into a blender. But depending on the armament, it might not be a good idea. I haven't trained it on large arms yet. Actually, that's a good question because mirror images are imperfect and not accurate. What would happen if someone looked at SCP-096 through a mirror? Okay. Aiden, I'm gonna talk slowly here. The picture of SCP-096 at Mount Everest, the one that's legendary as a meme for 4 fucking pixels, I would venture to say that image was also pretty imperfect. And yet it's still activated. Why? Because it's not about the accuracy of the image. Only if it actually is an image of 096 and not an artistic representation. A picture of 096. A video of 096. You can photocopy a picture of 096. It'll still work. And so, it doesn't matter if a mirror, even a funhouse mirror, it would still count. Prime Motion, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to say this every once in a while, just to be sure. I had someone get a little salty with me on Twitter because I was being mean to everybody in my tweet regarding 096. I hope everyone here realizes that I am... Ow! I'm being told by regular Sherman. I'm already telling them, you jerk. Regular Sherman is telling me to inform you all that I'm playing a character of a beleaguered scientist and that I don't actually hate you and think you're stupid, even if you ask stupid questions. I'm just playing around. It's all in good fun. Ugh. I hate it when he does that. Silent Follower, thank you for donating again. 60 minutes of digestion for potatoes. Do potatoes only digest in 60 minutes? Well, yeah, that is a moderately digestible food. It's not like it's particularly fast. And what that means is that it really more matters how many calories of potatoes you're eating, and if you're getting the other vitamins you need from non-potato sources. Ever seen the SCP that is the concept of breakfast? It's ringing a bell. I'm not exactly sure. I feel like I've heard of this before. How many SPC are there, Doc? Well, I don't work at the Shark Punching Center. I work at the SCP Foundation, but we do have a couple of back channels into their database. So if I come through here, and of course, their frickin' password is Salation Fisticuffs, easy peasy, then they are currently containing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43 different anomalies. Or I guess sharks. They could be normal sharks for all I know. The Shark Punching Center is weird like that. But 43 Shark Punching Center database entries. Oh, and Desk, while I was looking that up, thank you for finding the concept of breakfast. Wow, it is really just called the concept of breakfast. Or no, it's called the most important meal of the day. SCP-4144 is the concept of breakfast. The anomalous properties of 4144 are wide and varied, but primarily manifest as an alteration to the memories and experiences of all partaking humans, causing them to believe they have eaten a meal between the time they wake up and noon local time. So breakfast doesn't exist. You didn't eat breakfast. If you think you ate breakfast, you're wrong. Interesting. Very impressive. Good to know. Orange Cloud, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself some orange jello on your way past the commissary. If you are going to go crazy from answering 096 questions, then just ignore them. Or ignore civilian Sherman, whatever works better. Well, first of all, if I ignore the 096 questions, they're just going to stack up in my inbox. It will make my inbox unfathomable to traverse. It is terrible. And you know, once in a blue moon, I get a question that's actually interesting. Once in a blue moon, someone does ask something I haven't answered 100,000 times. Someone the other day in that Twitter thread, I was about to chew them up, spit them out over their question. Then I realized, wait, I actually don't know the answer. And I looked it up. They asked, does 096 attack in defense of itself, or does it only trigger if you see its face? I.e., if you blindfolded yourself and shot at it, would it attack you? And based on Dr. Sumerian, friend of the channel's SCP tale, it's like collarbones and conclusions or something. Consequences and collarbones on the SCP Wiki. We used a combination of acid, SCP-173, and machine guns to finally decommission 096. And in that scenario, when we had the bag over 096's head, it didn't matter that we were harming it. It just cried and wailed and tried to run away. It didn't attack until the acid burnt the bag, and then we saw its face, and then it attacked. And point of order, by the time the bag burned off, so too did most of 096's face, but it still attacked us. Isn't that interesting? Its face was nearly burned off, but it still attacked us. What does that mean? What conclusion can we draw from that? So there were two interesting hypotheticals there in one tale, and I would have known about it if I didn't address the 096 questions. So I hope that that answers your question, why I take these questions so seriously. Ha! I'm sorry, DeGoober, do you no longer have the hiccups? I jump scared everyone in the chat, and I hope it was worth it. Never doing that again, I promise. Just the one. It just came to me. By the way, we are in the last 5 minutes of stream, everyone. 5 minutes left in stream, so get your questions in. I've not seen you in ages, but when did your hair become my hair goals? Well, intern Sallow, thank you very much. This is 4 weeks of fade. If you see the streams from when I first did it about 4 weeks ago, it was literally peacock colors, a deep turquoise, purple, blue, but it is faded into this general Hatsune Miku blue now, which still looks pretty cool. Is the SCP Foundation real? He's talking to me again. Regular Sherman from the pataphysical level above us wants me to inform you that we do not pretend the SCP Foundation is real because people who are very impressionable, such as children, might fall for it and end up stabbing their friend like they did for Slender Man. And so we don't pretend the SCP Foundation is real if people actually ask about it. Meanwhile, with people falling into AI psychosis and believing their AIs are sentient or gods or marrying them, it seems just as pertinent as ever to point out that SCP is actually a fun, creative writing community and nothing more. Especially that tech CEO whose AI scanned the SCP wiki and then it drove him crazy by convincing him that SCPs were real. That was really funny. Ow! What if you blind 096 permanently? Remember, we don't even know if 096 can see. It's not sapient. We can't ask it. It might be blind and just moving around by sensing your location. Silent Follower, thank you for donating again. Shermiku. All right, we're ending with a poll. I'm about to do the closing because we are 3 minutes to the end of stream. But I'm going to give you a poll to determine which of these two are the more dominant Dr. Sherman Miku variant. Are you on team Hot Sherme Miku or are you just on team Shermiku? The poll starts now. Pinky, thank you for donating again. I got one question. What would happen if the My Hero Academia verse crossed with the SCP? Would the Foundation contain them? Unfortunately, no, because it would be too widespread. The quirks are widespread already. It would just be, we do what we did in SCP-8900-EX, which is we would deploy a worldwide subtle amnestic that made everyone believe that it was always that way. Read SCP-8900-EX for more details. And Bread Sandwich, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Get yourself a miso soup on your way past the commissary. If you made an exact clone of 096 down to his rage, it's an object, not a person. Anomalies are always objects, not people. Please practice proper pronoun parlance protocols at the Foundation. 096 is an it's, not a he. If you made a clone of 096 down to its rage and had the original and clone it look each other's face, would they attack each other? I mean, if we had two multiversal variants of 096, so they were the same, my suggestion is that if they can see, then they probably still wouldn't care because they know what its own face looks like. They would team up on anybody else who saw it. That's all. Silent Follower, thank you for another Laughing Corgi donation. Appreciate your generosity. All right, and as I move on to the outro, it looks like in a powerful lead, Hot Shermemiku is the 60% winner. Hot Shermemiku is the current dominant Dr. Sherman Miku variant. Good to know. I'll let that roll until the end credits so we can see if it changes before the end. So, without further ado, we have reached the end of stream, and at end of stream, as a tradition around here, I always tell you my favorite SCPs. Now, I'm not going to tell you that the SCPs that I personally wrote are my favorite SCPs. Even if I do love my SCP documents, they're very clear and crisp and well orientated. But if you wanted to read the SCPs I wrote, you could go to the Sherm's author page in Site 42 Hub. There you can see the SCPs I wrote or contributed to in other ways, such as voice lines or sound effects that I made. And while you're there, one tab over, there's some links. Some of those links lead to places that you might find interesting. You can become a Site 42 patron or a YouTube channel member to donate to us once a month. You could do YouTube Super Chats or Ko-Fi to donate to us one time at a time. Either way, financial donations help keep the lights on for myself, Desk, the Discord moderators, and our video editors, so we all appreciate it greatly. Furthermore, if you're part of the Broke Gang and you can't donate, don't worry, we're fans of you too, because it takes all types. Remember, your D&D party needs fighters, it needs clerics, it needs thieves, it needs everybody. So if you're part of the Broke Gang, and trust me, as a member of the fandom and artist community, we all Broke Gang here. You being here in the chat, sharing streams, liking, commenting, chatting, watching our videos, sharing them, bringing people into the SCP fandom, all of this feeds the YouTube algorithm and brings people to the Site 42 fandom, where they help us to support the SCP Wiki and its authors, artists, game devs, filmmakers, other craftsmen, and because of that, you are an honored member of Mobile Task Force Psi 42, codename the Signal Boosters, and we appreciate your service. Bread Sandwich, thank you for donating again. I have a final theory about 049. What if the pestilence is death itself? It's trying to cure death by making you immortal in its own way. Interesting theory, but it does not cure everyone who's alive. And so some people have the pestilence, some doesn't, but everyone is affected by death? No, I do not believe. Also, I don't even think there's a pestilence. I think that French jerk is just crazy. And so, without further ado, my favorite SCPs in no particular order are SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5175, SCP-5320, and SCP-8980. Content warning on the last one, it is a rough read. Speed round, 3999-3043-008-J, Spooky-J, 5031, 5175, 5220, and 8980. Content warning on the last one. Site 42 staff, as well as those of you from the greater SCP Foundation, I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. This has been another Coffee Break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the Anomalous broadcast from Site 42. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. I'll see you in the next video and or stream. Ba-ya da da ba da ba-ya ba da da ba-ya ba da ba da ba da ba-ya. There used to be a great tower alone on the sea, and you became the light on the dark side of me, and love remained a drug that's the high and not the pill. But did you know that when it snows, my eyes become large and the light that you shine can't be seen? Baby, I compare you to a kiss from a rose on the gray. Ooh, the more I get of you, the stranger it feels, yeah. Now that your rose is in bloom, a light hits the gloom on the gray. The end credits is Kiss from a Rose by Seal from the Batman and Robin soundtrack. Also, this is not a Global Occult Coalition pen. This is a GDC pen. It is from the Game Developers Conference. I am not a traitor to the Foundation. You can go straight to heck in a handbasket. Farewell.